Let's get serious about wire spinners. I've got 3 to show you and they're pretty cool. Today I'm having a look at the Horsley wholesale wire spinners, and they're a pretty trick piece of kit. We're going to start off with the single, then we're going to go to the double, then we're going to go to the triple, and we're going to run some wire out of the back of a buggy. Let's start out having a look at the basic features that you get on each one of these. We'll start out with the single and we'll work our way up. Something that's common to all of the spinners is the braking and feeding design. We've got an oil-rich nylon block for the feeder. It doesn't wear, and it doesn't wear the wire. No matter how many kilometres of wire you pull through this block, you're not going to get a build-up of galvanised shavings when you finish the job. The wire's going to remain intact. Added to that, you've got a braking system that's completely adjustable here with this spring. So if you're running it out by hand, you can back the spring off. If you're driving at speed through the paddock, you can wind the spring right up and get much more braking performance out of your spinner. So it's completely adjustable and it's intuitive. Loading and unloading any roll of wire is super easy in this spinner. Just keep your wire oriented to the top. Drop your top plate in place and put your wire through the feeder. Job's done. Even if you're using cheaper wire that's prone to snagging and throwing a loop, that can't happen with this top plate that just simply slots into place. And look, if you must use barb, there's even a barb spike that allows you to run barb over the top of your plain wire. Moving up to the double spinner model, there's a few design features that are important changes. The first is that our barb spike is offset to the same side of feed out as our plain wire, so you're running everything out along the fence line and nothing can get snagged. The second is that your top spinner actually has a breakaway to allow it to move out of the way so that you can drop a fresh reel of wire into your bottom spinner without having to take the whole thing apart. The frame's also customizable. You can have 3-point linkage mounts fitted, you can have Euro hitch mounts fitted, or you can have slots for bale spikes. Whatever's easier for you to move this around your property and along the fence line. Now, moving up from your double spinner configuration, we've got a triple spinner setup. Now, this is essentially the same setup and bottom frame that we've got over here on the double spinner. We've just added another reel and a crane. Good for OH&S because this crane pivots out of the way to allow you to load and unload off your ute and put the bales in place on top of your spinner without hurting your back. If you're doing a lot of Ks, this is an important feature. And there's no pumping hydraulics with this crane. It's fully electric with a remote control included. And if you forget the remote control, there's a switch down the bottom. And to make the job even easier, the boom on the crane's adjustable. You've got another pin setting here to bring the hook directly over the top of your bale stack. Well, that's enough waffling about features and benefits. There's a fence line needs running. Let's get into it and see how she performs. On with the speed dealers. And of course, we're going to take things slow and responsible. Well, I tried my best and not even I could tangle these wire spinners, and they had old rolls of wire on them that were a bit tangled up, and you would have seen halfway through that the wire was actually picking up to the top, sorting itself out and dropping back down again. That would have tangled many another wire spinner that I've tried in the past. These are a good bit of kit, so I reckon get onto Horsley Wholesale if you're in the market for a decent stackable spinner with an adjustable brake. Don't forget, guys, if you like this kind of content and you find it useful, hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up. It really actually does make a difference. And there's plenty more on timthompson.ag. I'll catch you next week. Thank you.
Are we filming?
Coil.
I'd like it to be known that I got a word right. I know what they feel like all the time.
That's just fantastic.